And peace and black power, family. Welcome y'all to ZenChaos. I am Dean. That across me, the virtual screen. That is the man Zen Chaos, the yin and the yang. How are you doing, brother?
Good, man. Bringing the smoke of the Cowboys today.
Yeah, a few in more than a few ways, and we'll get to one of those ways. And
Yes.
I'm not gonna give them any praise just because of the performance that the Giants put out tonight. Fuck it all. I didn't even really. I had no desire to watch NFL after that. It's like fuck it, I don't care. But speaking of when I said earlier, peace and black power, I have a question for you.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
over there? Are you over there for the movement and the righteousness of black people, brother?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I never know how to answer that question. I'm for black people. I am for black people. I am for black people doing better and being better.
Sure.
But a lot of the things that tend to go with following people who are in that black power, super black conscious movement stuff, I'm not all the way there. Not
Yeah.
all the way there. Some of it I'm like, you're reaching. You're reaching a little bit.
Reaching a little
Like,
bit, but then go ahead.
but there are some things where I'm like, you know what? You are spot on here. You're not wrong. And this is a perspective that I didn't think about, or I never looked into, partially because I didn't deal with certain elements, or I
Right.
don't know enough about certain elements. So to hear about them from other people, I'm like, all right, fair enough. I could see where you're going with that.
Brings a new spin on things.
Yes.
E- I know what you're saying because I was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson, and that's my problem with Dr. Umar, is that there are times I listen to him and I'm just like, yes. Then there are times I listen to him, I'm just like, what the fuck?
What? Like
What are we?
what?
It's like, what are we talking about? But then there's certain things I'm just like, okay, I get it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, I can't get mad at him for wanting to be for the fundamental, like, right of, blackness and black power and, like, being able to, like, to truthfully actually fight. I can't get mad at you for that, right?
He wants to
But
see black people do better. I think. I think
100%.
he
So I can't,
genuinely does. So I don't
yeah,
hate him on that.
no, I don't. But there's certain, and I truthfully believe that that's like, he truthfully believes that shit. I think, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's an act at all.
Right.
I don't think that there's many things about him that's an act, I would say. I think there's a lot of things that we don't know, but I don't think there's many things that aren't an act. But then there's certain things that he says, I'm just like, fuck are we talking about?
It's
But
he leaves
uh-huh.
me in that, like, are you the one that we really want to be our leader? Like, when I listen to him think sometimes, I'm like, cool, you're good, you're good, you're good. And then he's like, wait, what? You
50,000 lashes for
what?
Zen.
Oh,
50,000
here we
lashes for
go.
Zen.
Here we go.
50,000 lashes, big man.
I accept that joke. I'm gonna accept his joke. I think that's one of the dumbest jokes. I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna pretend I don't get it. I'm gonna just leave it. I don't get it. I'm not
Yo,
there.
I am so, oh, bro. Well, you've seen the lives with him doing it, right? Talking about it
So no,
on
that was it.
Twitter.
Hearing about it there was the first time. So I'm like, this must be a
Okay.
joke I don't get, and it's just not funny.
Well, it's because he has gone on lives and he has gone like he's just gone irate.
I
And
can
then
imagine.
he'll just be like Stephen A. Smith, 50,000 lashes, fucking Shannon Sharp, 25,000 lashes. Like he'll yell
Well,
this out.
if you're
This is what
cooning,
they
then yeah,
get.
I get it. I get it. I get
You
the
know
point.
what I
I get the
mean?
premise. It's
So,
just not funny to me.
but
So
not if you bro, that's my issue with them. Is like I can't deny the entertainment factor behind them. And then, like
mhm.
I said, some of the shit I agree with, some of the shit I don't. But he's fucking funny. Even the way he was acting in the Breakfast Club interview, which we're gonna get to in a few.
Mhm.
But like
He
his
was
face,
entertaining.
bro, I was crying. I was literally
His
crying over
face
here.
was
Like,
funny.
what the fuck? Yeah, bro, he's hilarious. He's
I
hilarious.
give him the fact that the lashes thing at least brings a jokingness to the conversation. So I don't find it funny per se, but I
Right.
appreciate it. Like, okay, you're trying to add a humor into this. You're
Which is
trying
dope. Right.
to like you're trying to be kind of funny on a serious topic. So cool,
Right.
get it. You don't agree with him. You think that they're against us. So this is your way of like, all right, cool, I get it. It's
Respect.
your humor. But all right, whatever.
Sure. Now, what do you want to get into first?
So the one thing that we had talked about a long time ago, which is the school, which Charlemagne apparently is praising him on because it's almost up and running. Which for a
He did show a
non-rich
video of
student,
water running. He did show video, and the water was clear.
I didn't see it.
The water was clear. It was clear.
But I mean, fair enough. You got water going in this. You are close to getting it going. Cool. Your curriculum, a little extensive. Got a lot going on.
No,
Don't
because
know
isn't it?
exactly what age range he's meeting.
I was about to say it depends on the age range too. But no, it could be done. It doesn't seem like there's going to be sports there. So
Now,
it's,
it seems like it's an all education based school.
Yeah. So then that tells me that they're gonna have martial arts and shit though, and then health and shit. So it's just like their days are gonna be jam packed. It's gonna be as if those kids are going to school in Japan. They're
There's
gonna
a
be like
lot
probably having
going
like
on.
12-hour days. Oh yeah,
There
100%.
seems to be a lot going on, which is where I'm wondering, like, how are you going to structure a curriculum for this? You plan on teaching about just about everything along with the basics?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's broken down into semesters. You're going to do a semester on certain topics. Certain topics sound like a one and done day thing. Certain things that he mentions, like, you sound like you can bang that out in like a literal day of school.
What?
Like, he mentioned why Obama lied about stuff to get in, and why
that could be long. That's definitely longer than one day, though.
It's
definitely
things you can pull off where you're not gonna. I don't know, like what kind of curriculum school wise you're putting around this. Like you're working this into a school curriculum. So, like, if I was to actually if I had a son and was to send my son to this school, like, I'd still want to know like what the actual schooling part is.
No, 100%. I would definitely want to know their days and how they're going to break them down.
So yeah, it's just there's a couple things that I mentioned that sound more like a short term. You can bang like you would bang this out quick over you're structuring a curriculum around this. And after hearing some of his takes and research, you led to question. Same time you question regular school shit too, but
what do you mean?
So it plays more into the Dion stuff.
Okay,
but even there's a short take that he does during the Breakfast Club combo where he's goes into referencing the Kyrie and Amazon thing. And he jumps off the bat. He's like, oh, Jeff Bezos came out and said this. It's like, well, Jeff Bezos didn't say that. He's like, yeah, he did.
No, it's the CEO.
No, he didn't. The CEO of Amazon. Well, Jeff Bezos owns Amazon, right? Well, yeah, but he's not the one who did. Well, it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, well, whoever said it. And I'm like,
I know what he was doing there. I'm not going to crucify him on that one.
I get you. But then it leads me, like, if you're going to now, like, be finding teachers and building curriculums, like, if they come to you with something that's not fact-checked, are you just going to take it and run with it because it sounds good and it sounds like it fits your narrative? You kind of did it with Dion. Where
bring it up. Hold on. Yeah.
We can jump right to that. You could jump to.
Let's go right to Dion. Fuck it.
Because he brings it up.
I can tell this Dion one because you've brung it up a few times, post and during. I can tell this is the one. So no, I want to go to Dion.
So the very first point he brings up, I went and checked. I did not grab the fact check, but let's see if I can find it in my YouTube search. So he says Dion, he put Dion in his Negro-Pean group because he was against Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
And Charlemagne pushes back. He's like, no, he wasn't. He was like, he wasn't against it. He just said that there would be repercussions for what he did. He's like, no, he didn't. I heard it with like out of his own mouth that he said Colin Kaepernick was wrong. So I went and quick looked it up. The clip starts with Dion flat out saying, I applaud you for what you did. Like, I support you on that. You just got to know that there's going to be consequences because of XYZ. And it's like, Well, that's right there. Clear as day.
500 lashes for Dr. Umar Johnson for lying. 500 lashes.
So we could do both.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
So 48-57.
I'm interested in this. This is interesting.
Everybody been texting me about this all week.
Oh, is that me?
Hold on.
It is me. Hold up.
You got to click share.
Yeah, I clicked the time thing, but didn't realize that it actually started playing. Screen. So we'll do.
Yeah, we're about to go check out this. Dr. Umar Johnson's thoughts on the Breakfast Club.
So this is literally that beginning part where this is right when they start talking about Dion.
Okay.
To Charlemagne gave Donkey today to people that would criticize.
I know that's right, and I'm coming right at it. Let's go. I'm coming right at it. Let's go.
More lashes.
I'm coming right at more lashes.
When Deion Sanders
stood against Colin Kaepernick's
protest in 16.
So I'm just going to stop it there because to me, that's more than enough words. You don't need to say anything else. I'll let him I'm going to let Charlemagne, obviously, afterwards say what he's got to say, but let's find.
Right.
I'm going to find this clip. For Dion. I'm going to stop that one.
So, interesting.
He said right off the bat, Dion stood against Colin Kaepernick. Now let's hear it's literally in the first couple seconds of this. Dion's words. I was listening to this earlier, so it's going back to where I played to. There's not really a whole lot to it. I listened to more to see if they circle back to it, and they never really do. One day it'll play.
If you're not going to stand for nothing, who are you? So I love that, but understand that has repercussions. Now, is he ready to pay those repercussions? Because honestly, you cost owner.
Right there. The start is, I love it, but there's going to be repercussions. So Umar is just already you're starting off wrong. It's like whatever you're leading with from here, it's on faulty ground. Everything that you're about to say now is based off of a faulty premise.
The thing with Dr. Umar is mixes in them truths, mixes in the half truths, the lies. When you say it confident, when you say it confident and strong, and then you don't beat people over the head, but then you throw in the fact that you are educated, knowing that most black people, when they hear the word educated, something like that, they naturally then let their guard down and kind of oh, okay, then you must know better than me, whatever the case may be. He knows what he's doing, per se. You know what I mean? Knows what he's doing. That's part of my thing, but it's entertaining to watch.
Sure.
I branded him a Negro peon.
He did?
Yes, he did. He said he did. I saw him say it out his mouth on an interview. He said he should not have taken that knee. It was wrong.
Like you mentioned, his facial expression, he is. I heard him say it out of his mouth. No, he didn't.
Yo,
didn't.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up. Wait.
You didn't hear him say anything out of his mouth because he didn't say it.
Rewind it. Rewind it.
Words you wanted to hear, but you didn't hear him say that.
Rewind it.
I don't want to go back too far.
Oh my God.
Since you were talking about Deion Sanders.
Deion.
What's your thoughts on Deion
Everybody
Sanders?
been texting me about this all week.
Talk to me about Deion, Dr. Umar.
And before you get into it, Charlemagne gave Donkey today to people that would criticize.
I know. That's right. And I'm coming right at it.
Let's go.
I'm coming right at it.
Let's go.
More lashes.
I'm coming right at more lashes. When Deion Sanders stood against Colin Kaepernick's protest in 16, I branded him a Negro peon.
He did?
Yes, he did. He said he did. I saw him say it out his mouth on an interview. He said he should not have taken that knee. It was wrong. Deion Sanders. I put him in a Negro peeing camp because he didn't stand with Colin Kaepernick. When I heard Deion Sanders was taking the job, I said, okay, I'm going to give him his black pass back.
All right, we got to pass it.
Because here you are, one of the top 5 greatest athletes, arguably the greatest football player ever.
It's probably going to start playing in a second, but.
Oh, shit. Yo. My bad for yelling to play it again, but, son, and apologize, people. I'm still, I had COVID a while ago, and fucking, I still have I have a cold. No, it's not like a cold and like congestion. So I get like that little laugh shit.
You sound like you're struggling.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm perfectly fine. It's whatever. But this is the first time that COVID actually got me like this. I've had it like a few times.
And then Umar can get you to laugh like that. So I feel you,
bruh. I saw it say it out of his mouth.
So it's one of those things.
It's the conviction. The conviction.
You go through this whole combo. Like, again, this is 48 minutes into this combo. Granted, he had a couple other little things going through, but it's like, oh, you're intelligent. And then you come here and it's like, well, now I'm going to believe you because you seem like you've been spitting facts the whole time. I'm going to trust that you actually did hear what you heard. So unless maybe there's another clip from Deion that I didn't find because I did a quick search based off what I found. He didn't say what you said.
Yo,
you are wrong and strong here. Like, you are dead wrong.
I saw him say out of his mouth.
Right. You didn't even say mouth. You said mouth. You threw the f to it, and you dead wrong.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh. I know we're on a time constraint.
It's little things like that, though, that to me, people like him, it's like,
can we just go back a little bit? I just want to see it one more time, just a little bit, just one more time, and I won't ask again. I promise.
We'll go
just a little bit. I saw him say it out of his mouth.
As you were talking about Deion Sanders.
Deion.
What's your thoughts on Deion?
Everybody
Sanders?
been texting me about this all week.
Talk to me about Deion. Dr. Umar.
Mind you, before you get into it, Charlemagne gave Donkey today to people that would criticize him.
Him props that his mustache beard game is generally on point.
Who, Umar?
Like, I have envied it.
Who,
from
Umar?
It's always like super clean looking, like crisp around.
No, I'm saying like whenever he's in public, but like there are videos sometimes when you may catch him or whatever.
I mean, everybody's gonna have a moment,
of course, but if he's speaking or something, he's ready to go, which I like. I
appreciate.
I
do look at people funny when they'll go like into public, like, yo, you about to be on TV and you really just like let yourself go. Like,
bro,
cool,
it's a little
more power to you, but like, really?
Like if you're on like television shit like this, like, listen, don't get me wrong, I understand like podcasts a little bit different,
and even here I'm still like, yo, you look okay.
Yeah, 100%. But then I understand, like, for instance, like I will go a while without shaving the beard, right? But also too, you can kind of like hide it a little bit in certain regards. You know what I mean? Whereas like if I was going to be on television or like I'm doing something like that every day, a little different approach, I feel. You know what I mean? But all right, let's one more again, please.
No,
that's right.
And I'm coming right at it.
Let's go.
I'm coming right at it.
Let's go.
Right at it.
I'm coming right at more lashes. When Deion Sanders stood against Colin Kaepernick's protest in 2016, I branded him a Negro peeing.
He did?
Yes, he did. He said he did. I saw him say it out his mouth on an interview. He said he should not have taken that knee. It was
you can
wrong.
pause it.
Deion
you can
Sanders.
pause it. You can pause it. He said he was wrong.
I heard him say it out of his mouth.
Oh, that has brought me so much joy. Oh,
it's.
You have no idea how hard I was laughing during this.
It's such a small thing. Granted, I think he gets a lot wrong in this one. In the Deion take, I think he gets a lot wrong. I like.
Well, what else? Because you know what, though? I do understand. Like,
I think he has a weird expectation for other people, and a weird expectation for people in. I guess these people in higher higher positions of power, like his expectation for the power that they actually do have, and
Is he
then
wrong for it though?
doesn't take in. I don't think he takes necessarily into consideration everything. I can say. There was one person I listened to who talked about this, where like he gets into, oh, Dion should have told them that he's gonna leave, and because he could have brought people in, and it's like, well, from what I heard, there's a bit of job situation pay wise going even toward Dion, so it's like
There is.
if you've got a jacked up pay situation, are you going to tell other people that you know and that you're cool with, like, yo, come work with me here?
No,
They're
but
jacked up with their pay. You may not make what you will need to make because our schools don't have the money to pay you what you should be getting paid, but come do it just because. In Umar's mind, all black people who are rich should say yes because we're helping black people. In the mind of somebody like Dion, it's his family first.
Right.
So when
Which-
you're if you're in a situation and say, hey, if I get presented with a better situation, I'd be dumb not to entertain it. That's kind of like saying if I get a better offer, I'm gonna go with the better offer, and you get a better offer. Do you pass that up, or just because I'm supposed to be here to try and help all black colleges, all historically black colleges, I'm supposed to stay here to build that up when this school's not even exactly doing me right?
No, I think here's what Umar's saying, right? So what Umar's saying is that, like, you know, with his power, right, you would create like some kind of super PAC fund, the same way you would see at other schools. So that way you can hopefully alleviate some of these financial stresses, so that we will be able to get in this top, you know, these top tier coaches, to get in this top tier talent that'll have the money trickle down. I think that he's speaking in regards to that and using his power, and then also too, because you are rich, if anybody is okay with being able to take, and you should not be, but he's saying if you're for black people and you're doing, and if you're walking that walk, especially with Jackson State, and then you get two of the top recruits in the nation to come play for you, they don't end up going to Power 5 schools. They end up coming down there to Jackson State. All of this on your message about, like, you know, black people doing for, like, you know, black causes and, you know, black institutions. Then, you know, I understand where someone like Umar's coming from, and I understand what he's saying from that person, because
that I hear him. That's I don't want to be misconstrued as I think I don't understand. I get where he's coming from, but I don't.
I also understand. I don't think he knows where Dion's coming from. He doesn't give a damn. He just doesn't give a damn.
That's a part of that, I think, too. Yes, he
doesn't give a damn.
Kind of get Dion's, but he's like, no, I don't care. You're supposed to do what I think should be done
for black people.
Black people, what you think should be done for black people is wrong because you left them to go to a white school for more money. Well, he said going in, forget a Power 5 option. I'm going to entertain it. In his mind, entertaining it means that you're not going to take it. You're just going to talk to them.
Well, I think
it's like, entertaining it is if the offer is good, I'm out. I think that's what I would imply out of I'm going to entertain a deal from someone, which means if the offer is good, I'm going with it.
Yeah, 100%. But then I would say this too. I think that something else too is that with black people is that we're always looking for some savior type shit. So when you get people who get denied places and then they got to come, you know, make a name for themselves in our institutions, we fall in, like, we drink the Kool-Aid so fast. Like, let's not forget that, you know, he wanted to be Florida State's head coach originally. He only went down to the HBCUs to make a name for himself, to become attractive to coach other places. Like,
which is what
that's
Umar
always
like.
That's always been his deal. But the issue is that you then, like, okay, which is good though, but then also too, you got to give him credit, because think about how much money he himself invested into that program.
I heard.
You know what I mean?
A good amount of money to help build them up.
A good amount of money. And the facilities are going to stand, obviously, for a while because of the money he invested.
Right.
So you can't be
Umar's
too
like,
mad
you
at him.
shouldn't have left. You should have stayed and kept doing it.
Well, he didn't want to be there to begin with, but now that he went there, he went and then he made the house better than when he went. He made it better than when he left.
Which,
He left that
in a
house
sense,
better.
was his point, because you can't go there, not do anything, and then expect the Power 5 to want you. So it's like, he kind of did use it as an audition, and Umar's mad that he used it as an audition.
No, well, what I'm saying is left it better than when he got there is in regards to the facility, like actually doing that for the facilities for the kids, but then that's not ultimately for the ultimate, deal of the college as a whole, which Umar cares more about. He can give a fuck about sports,
right?
You know what I mean? It's just more so a means to an end.
Umar's like, yo, you're not going to help this school survive because now you're leaving when you could have attracted more. And it's like, well, attracting more means paying more to people who can get paid, which is the coaches.
Yeah, but then also somebody like
talent, but you gotta then, if you're gonna bring in coaches, you have to pay these coaches.
I understand what you're saying, but then somebody like Dion, though, once again goes back to my point is you could be a part of creating a super fund for HBCUs because you do have the power and the talent. You can have these meetings with individuals to create some kind of fund that could then get dispersed to HBCUs to hopefully to potentially elevate them. Like that's what he's talking about. He's talking about how we had athletes, like, you know what I mean, during the civil rights movement, right? After the civil rights movement, they were funding it. You had entertainers funding it, like on the back end of it. Like these are people that you could act however you need to act in front of the power structure. But behind closed doors, you can put your money where your mouth is. We can get this thing dispersed, yada yada yada, and then we'll be effectively looking after our own. That's what he's saying. Like, and then I can understand.
Does he affect funding like that?
No.
Can they affect funding for HBCUs like that? Because he brings that up. He's like, you could have done this, and you could have. And Charlemagne pushes back on that.
You want to know why? You want to know why? If Deion Sanders had decided, right, gonna create some fucking 501c or whatever the fuck it's called, to get people to invest, other black entertainers, black athletes to invest, to not only just donate to their individual school, but no, you're donating this to this fund to help all of these kids, or as Deion likes to call them, babies, to help all of them in all of the HBCUs. This is a fund to help them from going under yada yada yada, because as he would know, coaching at HBCU, not only does he go to Jackson State, but he goes to different ones.
Yeah,
he sees the plight. He sees the plight. He understands it. So you can create a super fund that would then just disperse shit, every financial quarter, wherever the fuck it is. It's forward thinking shit like that Dr. Umar is mad at. Which, and then once again, it's like I understand. Especially the spiel you got to get some of these top athletes to come down there to then leave, and then you end up going to a school that was also looking at them athletes. That's hilarious.
So did he bring in any that with him leaving still have like 2 years left?
Yeah. The two
or
last
did he
years,
like ride out and he's done 3 years? I don't know how long he was at Jackson State. So
nah, he was there, I think, for like 3 years, but this past year he had got like 2 of the top recruits in the nation to go
and
down.
He's not bringing them with him.
Oh, he probably is, I would assume. But
I think I heard Umar mention something like that.
But the thing is, though, you taking them with you, but then your whole message to getting them onto the campus was the fact that get more of our black athletes down here to get money into it, yada yada yada. But then you're leaving now. Where's that message going? Yeah, you do still have Eddie George. He's coaching. He's still coaching at Tennessee State,
like
right? But
I think that was part of Charlemagne's pushback, where it's like you have this ambition of you have Dion here to now spearhead this funding into HBCUs. He's like, but it's still a maybe.
Yeah,
like there's an element where Umar talks about it like this would have happened. This was started. He almost speaks about it as if like this was happening and you fucked it up. Well, and Charlemagne's like, you have a star of an old football player at Tennessee State or whatever, and you're not getting that. Yes, you did have Dion, and something was starting, and he did, but it's the potential of him driving in all this revenue and driving in people to come here. It's potentially going to happen.
It wasn't potentially going to happen. It was going to happen. You want to know why? You had ESPN College Game Day going down to fucking cover two HBCUs going against each other. The only reason being is because Deion Sanders was head coaching down.
The one that coaching it.
Like, you know what I mean? So think about that. And then if he was able to get a super PAC funding, he's down there. Deion makes it cool. Think about how many other individuals who want to go down and just be like, hey, listen, let's just go see. We could do something too. Like, he's not the only one. You know what I mean? There are other natural competitive people, and then now you're able to. I understand what Umar was saying, and
where he's going with it. I hear you.
I understand. I understand it, and my whole thing is I see both sides of it. I see both sides of it. I understand why Deion left. You know what I mean? Because ultimately he never wanted to be there to begin with. It was not his first choice. He didn't want to go down there. He only went down to HBCUs because he had to. Like, so we can't all forget that. And once you,
I think that's what Umar doesn't get then, because Umar takes it like he went there and should have been committing to them because
he didn't want
there
to
for them. Not you went there and you used them, which cool. Like to me,
he did. He used them.
You used them.
But then he also gave
care of them.
But in regards to Jackson State, he took care of them, and in regards to HBCUs as a whole, he also took care of them as well. You know, some of the conversations he started to have. Things that were like, you know, like in regards to, what he would say is how, hey, you're pimping out these kids to get their ass kicked by some of these Power 5 schools. And you're not even getting enough money, like, to truthfully recoup. It's ended up you getting your ass kicked on a loss, and for what? Like, it's certain things, like, and then when he talks about the facilities, like, it's certain conversation that he has that absolutely needs to be had. So shout out to him. Like, he didn't leave the HBCU house as a whole worse than when he got there. He left it better, but
he could have done more.
Yes, but then also too, when you also and the only reason I did the is because I understood he never wanted to be there. So at this first opportunity, first shot, he was going to go. He left. I understand why he left. So that's why I'm not necessarily burying him so much, because he never wanted to be down there anyway. I never looked at him as like the true savior of it. It just was more so like, oh, this is what he's doing. This is what he's going to do for a while till he gets an opportunity. Not mad at him for taking an opportunity, but I understand what Umar's saying. Not just, and then here's something else too. He could still do it. He could still create some kind of super PAC who could fund it.
See,
even
now,
if he's not there, he could still.
Can you do that when you're going and working with another school? Are you going to work for Colorado, but then still do things to promote for other colleges that are within, in a sense, your division?
No, they're not. They're not. They don't play HBCU, so there should be no conflict of interest. And I'm Deion Sanders. I'm primetime, baby.
Are HBCU
certain people
bringing Rose Bowls and shit?
No.
Yeah.
So and then there's also certain people who have power who can get away with certain things. He's one of those individuals, which is why I understand why Umar's mad about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is someone with who has true influence, who could. No, I just took it down for a second.
Yeah, I see.
This is someone who could change not only a whole culture but like a whole fucking system.
That's because of his star power.
Yeah, and the way he moves, and then also too, but that star power is based off of his results, and his results are he wins, and he's like, and he produces.
If you go and his team is trash, ESPN's not going to keep covering it.
No, but then no, not at all. And then
I get it.
But Deion is the kind of guy, and especially with the transfer portal, that could turn Colorado into some shit. So no, I don't think Colorado would give a fuck if he is just like trying to do a super fund for HBCUs, as long as he's still doing like, whatever fucking shit that they, need to do for their own personal donors. I don't think they give a fuck. It's Deion Sanders, baby. It's prime. I'm prime.
So then the only thing I would say Umar does is, I guess he double speaks, where he's like, Deion could do all this. And then when Charlemagne's giving him pushback, he's like, it's not about one person. And he's like, well, you're making a whole argument on how Deion can save this whole program. In a sense, like in the way that you're arguing. He could save all HBCUs because they're about to go belly up within the next 10 years, 15 years, something like that. And he could save it. But it's not all about one person. It's about black men not doing what we're supposed to be doing to take care of
we'll see.
School.
That's a whole different conversation. But what I am stating is that he could be the catalyst, the one to to actually get it going. Like no one else has got it going and made it cool. Like that's what I mean. Like it just it literally takes one, and then it becomes a competition on who can fucking donate the most money. That's the shit that Umar's talking about, which I do understand and agree with. Because Dion is the kind of guy who has that kind of power and influence. Dion taught people move. He could get donations for, and like I said, not just of Jackson State, for all of them. Once again, I understand that he never said he was going to do that. I understand why he never said he was going to do it. I also understand why he will never do it. I understand that. And I also am not saying he's wrong for not wanting to do it. I'm just saying that he does have the power to do it. Umar's not wrong about that. He could have got that done. Could have got that done. 100%.
I hear that.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody doesn't love coaching. That's something else too. Everybody doesn't love coaching, but Dion definitely could have made that HBC shit hot. He was
if he would have stayed.
100%. 100%. He would have had to have Nemesis. It would have been, and then I think there was two other, like, besides Eddie George, and there's like this, there's an ex-NFL head coach that coaches down there as well too, maybe at Grambling or something, Hugh Jackson or something like that. I think Hugh Jackson's at Grambling. So like
Grambling, you got big as is. I mean, Hampton and Grambling to me are big as is. So
100%. But what I'm saying is now just you have some of these pieces in place already. With Dion pushing not only Jackson State but everything as a whole, I understand what Umar was saying. It could have been narrative building. But now it's not. Now people are going to be thinking going to Colorado was fucking good, being a Bison or whatever the fuck they are. Which once again, congratulations to Dion. But then what I'm saying is kind of like, you left Jackson State for Colorado State, and I understand the money that is coming with them.
And I heard that living in Jackson State area isn't exactly great.
I understand. I understand.
Like my sister's school is probably a shit area.
I understand. I'm not debating that. What I'm stating is that
the schools.
You could have went somewhere else, though. Yeah. You could have got a better. You could have. And like,
could he? Do you think somebody better would have given him an offer? That's the other part to it. Is will the schools that he was aiming for have offered him anything, or did he kind of do what Umar was referencing of going for the first thing the white man gave him?
I think he went for like the first or the second thing that was offered to him. I don't think he waited. Like, I don't understand. Like, okay, if we're going to be doing this, then if you're going to be rebuilding a program and then it's not going to be in the SEC, why wouldn't he have taken the Nebraska job or tried to go for that one? You fucking go for Colorado? Like, why wouldn't you have tried to go for? So I'm not that really well versed in college football like that.
I can't speak on it.
But there was a few. Your fucking yawn is contagious. Excuse me. But there's a few. But there's a few different. There was a few different options, or just fucking wait. Motherfuckers get fired all the time. Could have waited. Wait another year.
Jobs. Yeah.
He doesn't want to go to the NFL, but just wait another year.
No, I'm saying people leave for NFL jobs.
Yeah, 100%.
That would free up. Yeah.
Or you finish out your contract and now you got the opportunity to really be able to move around. Like, all right, look at what I did in the next amount of years, and I finished my contract. Like then there's nothing. You know what I mean? Like I guess for me it's most like I don't see the hurt in him staying another year. But then once he started bringing in God and stuff like that, I was like, okay, I'm not even going to try to whatever. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do, big guy. But ultimately I can't be that mad at Dion because I know Dion never wanted to beat it to begin with. But I respect Dion because when he got there, he was doing cool shit. But you did sell a few lies too. Because ultimately you knew you never wanted to be there. You were trying to get out of there anyway. So you were just selling the shit while you were there, which is then going to be raising your profile. But then also,
I would be tight as a freshman if I signed on. Like, oh, I get to play for Dion. Now he's out. Like, what?
Oh, I'd hate this motherfucker forever. Oh, you fuck.
Yeah.
I'm stuck here and I fucking probably
school.
You know what I mean? Fucking bullshit.
I'm not going to get recruited now.
You know what I mean? The transfer portal, because it's got like it's got like 90,000 kids in there, maybe something like that. Yeah. Or 80,000 kids in that transfer portal. So it is not going to be it's not going to be an easy task. You know what I mean? It's going to be good for some kids. Like, obviously the cream's going to rise at the top, but some of those kids, maybe like a 3-star, and they sign somewhere, you stuck. You stuck at Jackson. Sorry about it.
Unfortunate for him.
Get some tape, you can change it. I know we were going to cover the fuck you, man. I know we were going to cover the Twitter files, but then I had edited our fucking our fucking title, so took it out, so we don't got to worry about it. You know what I mean? Because it's getting late, and we got to fucking go to work. So
you walked me back a little bit on Umar. That one, I don't hate on him now as much for his Dion take. It's not as wrong, I guess, as a thought, even with the pushbacks that I heard. Still thinks he puts a lot of stock into Dion.
No, I don't think
I would based even off what you're saying, doesn't seem like it was appropriate. Saying, oh, you are the one who should do this. And Dion's like, do I want that baton?
But you got the power, so why not? So what I mean by that is, like, for instance, right? So you and I, right? This thing hits, this thing goes, you and I become legit multimillionaires, like multi-millionaires, right? We got legit dough. You or I, and I'm not saying we would invest in Umar school per se. We may not be the ones to want to do certain shit, but why would we not look at some of our funds that we have?
Right.
But okay, why wouldn't we want to help Black people?
Right.
Why wouldn't we?
But he did it then, technically.
But it wasn't by choice. I'm talking about you and I doing it. You and I, like, we make X amount of money. I would be calling you up like, yo, listen, nigga, we just signed this new deal. We're making a lot of fucking money. So, anyway, it helps for charity reasons anyway for our fucking taxes. But on top of that, we got to put our money where our mouth is. So, not saying that we're doing it. Yeah, and then not saying that we're doing it to then tell people, because we don't have to say a word. Mm-hmm. But if niggas ever want to get fancy and cute, it's like, nah, nigga, we've been out here for years. We just never talked about it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, that would be a natural thing for us. That'd be a natural conversation, I feel. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a natural conversation for Dion.
At least we don't know.
No, we know it wasn't. It was brought upon him. He wanted to be the Florida State head coach at first.
Oh,
yeah.
He
wants to go to Power 5. Like, we understand. He didn't want to, like, he has no connections to HBCUs. Understand? Like, listen. I know I don't.
Being Black, yeah.
Exactly. I understand that you or I. I understand that you or I don't either, and I'm not saying you or I would have been like, thought process would have like, oh, we have to donate to like HBCUs, but we would have been it would have been brought up because we'd be like, okay, we want to do something for Black people. What is something that we could do for specifically Black people? Whatever the fuck it is.
Helping the young grow up and comers.
So then even though you or I never went to HBCUs, then maybe HBCUs get this donation or whatever the fuck it is, but then that's still you or I coming to an agreement,
right?
Conversation out of it, even though we never went to HBCUs. Whereas with Dion, he just had to go down there because he needed to be able to prove, and then he banked on his name with us because he knew we would trust him, so that way he could go off. And that was his game plan the whole time, so I'm not mad at him. He was transparent about it. You know what I mean? But I also understand what Umar's saying is great power comes great responsibility. And we, you have to use it. You know what I mean? And because when you needed us, you had us, you talked the right talk for a little bit, now you're leaving us. Mm-hmm. When it's convenient. Can't do it when it's convenient.
So you pimped them. Kind of,
but they
were open to it.
I don't know who pimped who because then if you think about it, some of his staff wasn't getting paid on time and shit, which is also a big problem.
That's the other part is like, then did he pimp him? He tried, maybe. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna help people out here a little bit, but
okay. Once again, but somebody like Dion, when you got that kind of power and then you see the corruption, you legitimately could fight.
Yeah.
You talk about being
done something.
You talk about being put in places, doing what God sent you to do. Well, then why wouldn't you have fought that corruption or showed the corruption within the HBCUs to then try to help, not from outside of our community, but from within our community, to fix this problem so that we can go move forward. Because there's a lot of celebrities and a lot of people who are talking about it, and I think that they'd be about it. They just don't know where to go put their money or have any trust in it. But you got somebody like Dion, then he gets a few other good brothers, good sisters around him, and then they put the right team. Like, I don't understand how that couldn't have been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could have.
Could have gone, yeah. Especially since you're in the thick of it, you can like, yo, let me try and fix this from here. Since I have the power,
and you're in education, so then you
right.
can get it like, and then you know people from all types of walks of earth, so you could have built a team to be able to do that shit. And then of course you're gonna have to pay the team out of like some of the donations that are coming. That's fucking natural. But as long as the not-for-profit and everything is accounted for, and then motherfuckers can show it, then no one's gonna be batting an eye. Come on.
He could have done more.
He could have done more, but then also too, for me, he did enough because he never wanted to be there anyway.
Right.
So for me, it's like,
you did more than what was expected for somebody who doesn't want to be there. So
yeah, 100%. So I can't
get mad at you for shit.
No, and you were honest the whole time. So who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? But it's just like I happen to agree with Umar on that. It was like, no, and then when he's calling out a lot of black athletes and celebrities, it's like he's right. You get all this money, you don't invest in anything into the community at all. And then you fucking get on television talking about, well, oh, this one needs to happen. This is crazy. This happened. Well, you are actually some of the people who have the power to change it, to do something. Like, yeah. And hey, listen, I hope that one day you or I are in a space where somebody thinks that they're gonna G-check us and be like, pull this clip, try to back us in the corner, be like, what the fuck are you motherfuckers been doing? And then
we just bust out the receipt.
Oh yeah, 100%. You just look at them with your deadpan face. What's your email address, sir? Just emailed you our last, like, what we were doing. Just want to let you know. Like, I get it.
Hey, we could do like Black Lives Matter did. They're like, everybody out here talking mad junk. I saw Steven on there. I saw Zen on there talking about us, throwing his comments out, throwing that little shade that we need to pull out receipts. And then what did they do? They busted out receipts. So, yeah, you're right. You're right. Which, that was another one Umar I think was wrong on, because I'm pretty sure he mentioned it's like Black Lives Matter was out there misappropriating their funds. And it's like, well, they brought receipts for what their funds went to. His receipts of running water in the building. So sure, we'll give you some sort of receipt there, but you got a school that's still 5-6 years in the making.
Well, and remember though, my brother, if he was for anybody else, he would have had that school up running
because they would have funded it.
And then they would, they wanted to do it off of the labor, yada yada yada. But then also too, what he failed to mention, which is surprising, Dr. Umar Johnson, you of all people failed to mention this, but those communities that he was naming, they have critical infrastructures in place already. Know how to move in certain regards. So yeah, they'd be able to build the school because they can call somebody who could do this. They can call somebody who could do this. They can know somebody who could do this. Like, how many black contractors are in Delaware? How many black people live in Delaware? You know what I mean? Delaware. I understand Maryland and Virginia. I know the whole DMV area. I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of black people who live there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I feel like it might be pretty.
How many black electricians do you know?
Yeah. None that own any, none that I know off top, I would say.
I know some black contractors and stuff like that, but that's different. You know what I mean? And I only know, and I know like a few. But so even when he said that, it's like, well, of course, they have those trades and those individuals ready to go already. You should know this.
So when you have to get work done and then you go and turn to them, it's like, why? Because they got it in place already.
That's why they'd be able to, if they needed that school built, they would have the school built already. And then, but then I go back to, his point, in regards to like, black athletes, like, privately funded, like he wasn't wrong about that one. Like, privately funded, Oprah builds school in Africa. Right, oh yeah. And I've always said that shit about Oprah. You building schools in Africa, but there's shit here for us in America that you can fix. I don't give a fuck about them over there.
Yeah. I know. Akon. I mean, granted, Akon's taking care of his people, so
100%. He's not thinking about taking care of African Americans. He's thinking about taking care of Africans. Okay, cool. I'm not mad at him about that. But then I also, me, can't be mad at me about wanting to take care of African American kids here or any kind of black kids here. Don't give a fuck where you come from. You can't get mad at that.
Right.
It's interesting. It's an interesting thing. It's, once again, I don't agree with Umar about a lot of things, but there's certain things that he hits. And this interview, there were things I disagree with, there's things I agreed on, but I laughed the whole time. He was entertaining as fuck. And I understand why people can get wrapped up. You do need to you got to take your head out of it, though. You got to take your head out of it. You got to look at the situation from fucking, from afar, as my football, as my college coach would say. Get your fucking neck and head out of the shit.
Yes.
Let's fucking look. Let's see what the fuck is going on. See what's coming at you, because, everybody who dresses nice and talks fast and nice and has some charisma to them isn't coming with good intentions.
Yeah. Umar's a blend, so you do have to step back, see his perspective, understand the angles that he's coming at it from. And in some cases, just go fact check him real quick.
You got to
double check whether what he said was factual, or
out of his own mouth.
Rolling with it out of his own mouth.
That. Who the fuck is this in? I love it. Oh gosh, I can't wait to see this guy on the next episode. Fuck. All right, man. Listen, peace, love, and chicken to the people. I think that we fucking kind of got into it. I think we had a really good conversation about it.
Yeah, man.
Even though, well, technically, do you technically have a black family?
A black family?
Yeah. What does the missus identify as? Does she identify obviously she's Spanish, but
we've had this combo. To claim Afro-Latina is hard.
Right.
What? According to everybody pro-black, being Puerto Rican is black, so technically I have a black family.
I got you.
Does it fit Umar's standard for mixed race stuff? I don't know.
I don't know
how he would answer that.
I don't know. Well, I think that, for instance, I talked to fucking, but I know that I obviously am not in, Umar wants to shoot my relationship, but, in regards to,
I remember you and Justin had this.
Yeah, he came on live and was like, I'm fucking black. Me consider myself Afro-Latino. So from that aspect, it's like a black household. It's just he's Puerto Rican and I'm Negro. You know what I mean?
That's the same on my end then.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess well, no, and then with but see, you're good, especially with your daughter. So you wouldn't get no lashes from Umar. You don't get no lashes. You don't get no lashes. You're able to.
I might get lashes for my thoughts, but yeah.
If you don't say it, brother, then you all right. You don't get no lashes. Me, I get killed. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't.
Figuratively, literally, he's all
100%, 100%, and body left to rot too is what Umar would do. Just fuck it, right? You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing you'd want this fucking warrior, but fuck it, whatever. Fuck him. All right, man. Listen, peace, love, and chicken, and black power as always. Listen, I am Dean. Across me, the virtual world, the virtual screen. That is the yin to the yang. That is the good brother Zen. Talking about this shit, you know what I mean? Listen, if anybody's gonna die in this equation, it's probably gonna be me. You know what I mean? I'm the one's gonna get the lashes. Zen and his people are cool. Me and Justin gonna be hung. It is what it is. Such is life. Bye.
I'll be there to support you either way.
Fuck you.